Good evening, Yorktown. This is Supervisor Matt Slater coming to you live from the town boardroom. Today is Friday, April 3rd. It is 6 p.m. on the dot. We are right on time. Happy Friday to everybody. I wanted to provide some new information to the residents of Yorktown, as we have continued to do as it's been verified. Today, there is no new data provided to the town by our partners in government. The county, we had a conference call earlier today. They are awaiting that information from the state, and so there is no new data to report regarding the confirmed cases of COVID-19 in our community. As far as we know, that number stands at 135. Westchester County is now at 12,351, which is an increase of 784. The state of New York is now at 102,863, which is an increase of 10,482. The governor earlier today launched a new website, which you can pick up off of the state website from the governor's office, and it very similar to what we've launched in Yorktown. It is the New York State Department of Health COVID-19 tracker. Provides a really comprehensive piece of information. Looking at Westchester County right now, again, as I stated earlier, and it just updated again. For Westchester, 12,351, which number stands correct. Number of individuals tested in Westchester County is 40,713. The positive results percentage-wise is 30.3%. Thus far today alone, 1,632 people have been tested in Westchester County with 784 positives. Again, that is as of today. I don't believe that 784. That 784 is part of the new number of 12,351. So you can find that right on the Department of Health website for the state of New York, and it provides you a complete, comprehensive platform, including the total number of people tested in the state of New York, which now stands at more than 260,000. The total number of people tested yesterday, which was 21,555, and the total tested positive, which is 102,863, which is a percentage rate of 39.5%. Even though we don't have data about the number of confirmed cases in the town of Yorktown, we do have data to confirm the fact that we had our first death of a Yorktown resident earlier this morning. Out of respect for the family, we are withholding the name at this time, but I knew the person, and I knew this individual personally. She was a personal friend of mine and my family's. She had a true Yorktown attitude and a smile that can warm the coldest day. And the only thing she loved more than Rita's ice was her family. And on behalf of the entire town board and the entire town of Yorktown, our heartfelt prayers go out to her family during this incredibly difficult time. But we can't let her just be a number. This revelation, this unfortunate news, really needs to prove the seriousness of the situation that we're all facing, that our community is facing. Choices do matter. We can't be careless with our neighbors' lives. The decisions we make don't just impact ourselves, they don't just impact our families, but they impact our neighbors and even complete strangers. We need to be, and I've said this many times, it's a very stressful time, it's a very unnerving time, it's a scary time. But it's a time for us to be more compassionate. It's a time for us to be more understanding. It's time for us to be more sensitive, and a time for us to just love more. Not just the people who we know, but the people we don't know. The strangers that we may encounter over the weekend if you go and have to go to a store. That individual is standing behind you in line. We don't know the challenges and tribulations that they're going through, but quite often, at this point in time, they're very similar to what we are all experiencing. We all know this. We're in this together. It's a fight. This is definitely a fight like we've never seen, but Yorktown doesn't back down from a fight. So it's time we rally together, raise each other up, and stand strong together. Just a couple of updates I want to provide in addition to the news that I just shared. I want to just, of course, for all of our, especially our seniors at home, just be on the lookout for scams. Chief Noble's been here in the past talking specifically about phone scams that you may be on the receiving end of, pertaining to COVID-19, also pertaining to the census. As a reminder, Census 2020 is ongoing. April 1st was Census Day, which is, we were trying to push as many people to take the census as we can during that time. But the census is ongoing. If you haven't taken the census yet, we encourage you to do so. But just remember, especially again for our seniors, nobody from the Census Bureau will call you. They do not do that type of outreach. So if you do get a phone call stating that they are from the Census Bureau, hang up immediately. The FBI has released new guidance to defend against video teleconferencing hijacking, which is also referred to as Zoom bombing. We're going to share this on our website, but for those who are using VTC, just ensure meetings are private, either by requiring a password for entry or controlling guest access from a waiting room. Consider security requirements when selecting vendors. For example, if end-to-end encryption is necessary, does the vendor offer it? And ensure that your VTC software is up to date. And again, we're going to have all this on our website, which I encourage everyone to continue to utilize, which is yorktownny.org. We continue to share an abundance of information as it becomes readily available. As a reminder, Metro North is running on an hourly service for the weekend. That includes the Hudson, Harlem, and New Haven lines. Landscaping, we continue to have these conversations about landscaping. I continue to get questions from the community. I know it's very confusing because fact of the matter is it seems like we have two state agencies, ESD and Ags and Market, dictating different things. And so once again, our building department and our legal team went back over the latest iteration of their guidance, and we believe basic maintenance from a landscaping company is allowed as long as it's done by a single individual. We can't have more than one individual performing basic maintenance from landscaping companies. And so that, again, this has changed probably 4 times in the last, week and a half. We're going to continue to try our best to stay on top of it and provide information as it is delivered to us. Again, I was on a conference call this afternoon with the county executive. This was raised again because of the conflicting information that as it stands today, from our interpretation of our building department and our legal team, basic maintenance is allowed, but by one individual. Happy to report again our efforts in combating litter seems to be paying off. I was getting a field report from code enforcement just this afternoon. They were sitting right in one of our parking lots on the lookout, and proud to say that there was no litter to report. Again, we have started handing out and we've enhanced our enforcement of our litter law. If you do, and I have a glove right here, if you're using gloves, if you're using masks, again, don't discard them in the parking lots. Don't discard them on the side of the road. We have our litter cameras up. That is a violation of the law, and you will receive a fine. And for all those who are correctly discarding your gloves and your masks, please continue to do so, and thank you on behalf of our entire community. Town Hall is going to remain closed to the public, but we will allow certain staff to return starting on Monday. It's going to be very limited. Again, for those who may not have heard, we did have 2 staff members test positive for COVID-19. We had the entire town hall completely sanitized, and out of an abundance of caution, had all of our staff work remotely for the remainder of the week. On Monday, we will have certain staff return. Everyone else will continue to work remotely, continue to check their voicemails, their emails. We continue to provide services to the town. We highlighted yesterday, for our thanks to our highway department and our partners over in the town of Greenburgh, we were able to get the light at Veterans Road and Commerce Street fixed. Our water department was out fixing a water main break up in Countryside on Columbine Court. And of course, our refuse and recycling crew continues to pick up the bulk trash. Our April meeting for the Senior Advisory Committee has been canceled. So they're planning to meet in May. But some good news, the planning board is planning to meet on Monday remotely via Zoom. This is going to be a work session. It's going to be our test run, and the town board is hoping to be meeting similarly using Zoom on April 14th. The organic yard on Greenwood Street is going to remain open. It will be open tomorrow, and you can visit there between 7:30 and 2:45. That's located at 2200 Greenwood Street. Again, that will be open tomorrow, and I want to thank again Highway Superintendent Paganelli and his staff for their committed efforts to make sure that it does remain open. As I said earlier, I really encourage everyone to utilize the town's website. We have a COVID-19 page. We continue to provide updated information as we get it from all of our partners in government, whether on the federal level, the state level. I spoke with, again, our state legislators, Senator Harcum and Assemblyman Byrne today, as well as on the county level. As I stated earlier, we do conference calls every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, with all the supervisors and mayors of the County of Westchester, all of the county legislators, as well as the county executive and his staff, to get updated information. Next week, on Tuesday actually, the county executive himself, George Latimer, will be participating via Zoom in our briefing. That'll be on Tuesday at 6:45. And on Thursday, Dr. Michael Ford of the Hudson Valley Hospital Center will be here joining me to provide an update from the hospital and provide some advice and good habits to the public. And so that's on Thursday. Finally, mark your calendars. Saturday, April 11th at 1 p.m., the Lions are going to be hosting an Easter car parade at the Jefferson Valley Mall. Again, that starts at 1 p.m. I want to thank our Lions Club for just doing such tremendous work in our community. Again, providing $1,000 worth of PPE for our first responders, and now organizing this great event, very important event, I think, to raise morale for our community. So again, the Lions Easter Car Parade around Jefferson Valley Mall will take place Saturday, April 11th at 1 p.m. And finally, as a reminder, it's supposed to be a nice weekend. It's supposed to be a nice weekend, and as I stated earlier, your choices matter. The active parks in Yorktown remain closed. The basketball courts and the playgrounds and the athletic fields at FDR Park remain closed. They remain closed for your protection, not just your protection, but the protection of your friends, of your family, of your neighbors, and anyone else you may come into contact with. Again, your choices matter this weekend. Please make the right choices. Continue your social distancing. Continue your hygiene, your good hygiene habits, and be smart. Lives are at risk here. We lost someone today, and I can't imagine what that individual's families are going through, but your choices have an impact on people you don't even know. And I know everyone is tired of the situation, but it's a very dangerous situation. So please make those right choices, be considerate of others, be compassionate, be sensitive, be understanding. And like I say all the time, if we have any new information, verified information, we will be back tomorrow to present it to you, the public. Last reminder, if you do need me, my number is 914-962-5722, extension 200. Again, 914-962-5722, extension 200. And my email address is mslater@yorktownny.org. Again, mslater@yorktownny.org. Be safe, be healthy, be smart. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much.